Hey everyone, my name is Chris, and on this channel we talk Kanye West. This is going to be the news for June 24th and a few days before. And we're starting off with this article here. In a surprise response to Floyd protests, Kanye West shows that actions are louder than words, which, good. This is one of the rare articles that we get a few times a year where Kanye is actually talked about in a thoughtful way that kind of takes a step back and looks at not just what he's doing or saying, but also how people respond to that and are covering that, which I always appreciate more of the meta discussion because I feel like so many outlets end up missing a lot of the context of Kanye's actions or thoughts or don't even talk about it at all, which is always problematic. This paragraph here kind of stood out to me, but the curiosity about Kanye's silence is an example of the world's love-hate relationship with the superstar, as well as the double standard that we often hold celebrities to in moments of crisis. When celebrities speak out, many are quick to dismiss their words as posturing or pandering to the media, and when they stay quiet, we often question what the misguided reason must be. Kanye West may be one of the greatest victims of that double standard. When he starts talking, there's an almost gleeful reaction from the media for the opportunity to question or criticize West's statements and motives. Yet now it's his silence that is really bothering people. But the whole point of the article is that Kanye, through his actions in this case, his donation of $2 million, working with causes in Chicago, and really putting his money where his mouth is and using his money and contributions as an action, is doing a lot more. And it closes with Kanye West may have been quiet recently, but there is no doubt the star will speak up in the coming days. He inevitably does. But for now, give the man a rest. His actions are speaking louder than his lack of words, and that is a lesson that all Americans could learn. Yeah, we're kind of in a weird place with social media where we all have an outlet for our thoughts. We all have thoughts on everything that's going on. And oftentimes I think we think posting equals action, which posting is an action, but I don't think it's quite the same thing as really going out or doing something or just like retweeting. You see all these corporations just being like, we stand with the cause, and that's it. They don't do anything. They just posture with it, which I feel like a lot of people fall in the same category. So it's just good to see when people actually take action and show you who they are through those actions rather than try to tell you who they are. Now we have this. Kim Kardashian shares Father Day portrait with husband Kanye West and all four kids. Best dad. And you just get them out in Wyoming and you can see the whole fam was there and they're looking Matrix chic. Like, it's a very futuristic look, and if you've never seen the Matrix movies, I don't know what you're doing. You need to go see the Matrix movies, but they look straight up Kim and Kanye like Neo and Trinity, which is kind of cool. And then the kids looking fab. It's just like a glam fam, you know, a glam fam. And you have Kanye and his dad and kids there, like, nice, good Father's Day. This one's a little intense. Trespassers cited at Kanye West Ranch. So you have two trespassers, separate incidents. The second said that he didn't know whose property it was just driving and got the urge to take care of some business in a pleasurable way, which, man. So pulled over to the side of the road, went onto the property, and security found him with his pants down in the middle of the act, which is startling. But seems like it wasn't that motivated about knowledge of Kanye or whose property it was, or if it was the case, at least is making an excuse that he did go there for Kanye. The second one, 22-year-old, went onto the property and was actually trying to meet Kanye. If you've ever had that thought, like, don't follow up on it. Not a good idea. That's where the man lives. That's his privacy. Like, you're not going to go out there and meet him and have some wonderful adventure. Not happening. Don't go out there. Don't try and do this. It's just a bad look overall. And I'm sure 99% of people would never do that. But if you're in the 1% that's like, just no, don't. But it's a little bit of a sad story because when you read the dialogue, it does seem like the kid may not have been altogether there or maybe going through some kind of mental health episode. So definitely an interesting article to read just in terms of like, wow, people are actually trying to do this, but also puts into perspective more of the dangers of celebrity and being in the public space. You get people that, for whatever's going on in their own life, become obsessed with you, and that can really take on a next level obsession or nature, which is always scary and intense. Then we have The Blast. John Legend, it's natural to not be on Kanye West's label, which this is one of those articles. So TMZ gets a lot of flack, but I think more often than not, TMZ ends up in the ballpark of getting things right, where The Blast is a spin-off of TMZ. I think it's one of the co-founders doing his own thing, but they really take it to the next level of sensationalism and twisting things and making their articles kind of annoying. So you look at this one, and there were two quotes that John Legend had said about Kanye. One was, in May, Legend spoke with the Sunday Times about his non-friendship with West, with whom he's collaborated on many occasions. The singer is just calling it a natural progression. And remember, like, they were working together way back in like 2002, 2003, 2004. John Legend was all over the College Dropout. He was first signed to Good Music. Kanye gave him the name John Legend. So these two go back a long way. But John said, he's up in Wyoming. I'm here in LA. We've both got growing families, and I no longer have a formal business relationship with him as an artist. So I think it's just part of the natural cycle of life. So that's what Legend said. Like, you know, we're just kind of growing apart, and part of the natural cycle of life is you get some distance from these people that you were once close to. And like, we're no longer like have the formal business arrangement that we had. So, but then The Blast takes it to, it's natural, taking that word way out of context in terms of what was said, to not be on Kanye West's label. Like, they just make it the most shocking thing that could be. And it's way more harsh than what Legend actually said. And then the other quote was just, I don't think we were less friends because of the Donald Trump thing. It was never a part of our interaction. Our interaction was almost always about creativity and music. So that was more of a blip on the radar for the relationship that they had. I'm sure they just kind of went back to talking about creativity and music. I could see them not having the same warmth that they had, or just needing some time apart in the wake of that. I mean, Legend and Chrissy are pretty anti-Trump. So I'm sure that they could put aside their differences with Kanye in that case, but also it's just one of those things where in these times where things are getting a bit more intense, you may keep more of a distance. I feel like The Blast is just kind of stirring up some shit that doesn't need to be stirred up. This one, faroutmagazine.co.uk, really just stole a Complex article and made their own version of it. But you can see, like, here, tracing back to where it all began for J. Cole, we're exploring a sample of the albums that have molded him by revisiting a piece he conducted with Complex a number of years ago. Which, just like, man, okay, so you're ripping the article from Complex. Which, most valuable players, J. Cole's 10 favorite albums. So this was the original. Interesting that you only have 5. Huh. Is there a previous one? Huh. Weird. But you can see the 10 favorite albums. The reason why this is in the Kanye news is that, of course, we have College Dropout on here. So you have Bad, Illmatic, Riding Dirty, The Score, Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, and Machiavelli, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, The Blueprint, The Carter, College Dropout, of course. So, yeah, just, it's funny to see, because that interview was way back, or that article was way back, talking shortly after the release of his debut album, Cole World, The Sideline Story. So we're looking, 2011? It's just crazy to think that where the Cole-Kanye dynamic and relationship is at from 2011 into 2020, where it's just, it's gotten a lot more complicated. But it shows, it's kind of cool for Cole to go from being like the fan on the outside of everything up to being somebody that's like beefed with somebody that you like considered an idol, to be on that level where you can have that kind of interaction. It's just must be so strange for him sometimes. But Cole said about College Dropout, this shit was life-changing. This was a life-changing album for me. This shit was a life-changing album for me. The first time I heard Kanye rap was on Champions, but the first time I saw him and figured out who he was when the Through the Wire video came out. That was the summer before I went to school in June of 2002. From that moment, I was like, This guy is the truth. I was instantly addicted to the music. I went and got everything that was unreleased at that time. I was riding with him to the point that when I got to school that semester in New York, luckily I had a show at SOB's and I went. It was that legendary show. His album didn't come out until like 7 months after that, so it was early. That album is all of my memories of my freshman year of college. So bittersweet, right? Bittersweet, given where Cole and Kanye have ended up. And then this article just like blew me away. Like, these places are such garbage and junk. Kanye West allegedly looking for ways to escape from Kim Kardashian. I read the headline and legitimately let out like a laugh of disbelief. So yeah. And then I'm gonna do another video on this, but from Kanye West and Nonami. Oh God, a timeline of J. Cole's alleged sneak disses, which, this dude has a history and a lot of sneak disses, like so many sneak disses. But that's gonna be another video. That does it for the news for today. If you have any thoughts, questions, concerns, go ahead and leave a comment below and try to get back to you. If you want to support the channel, the easiest way is subscribing, commenting, and liking. All of those actions let YouTube know that this is a worthwhile place that people enjoy the content from, so then they show it to more people. And then we also have a Patreon, www.patreon.com/Kanye podcast, where we have 100 episodes of line-by-line song analyses for Kanye's entire discography. So if you've ever wanted to know what's the meaning of that song or that line, we've talked about it. It's $5 a month, and we're also in the middle of doing mini seasons, just like newer contents, and you can contribute to those mini seasons. So right now it's hot takes, and we solicited hot takes from our patrons and are doing episodes based on that, and we'll have different themes in the future. So if you want to support us in that way, it would be much appreciated. But thank you for watching. Until next time, stay wavy, keep it loopy. Cheers.